Okay, I am back, and today I've incorporated the Silph API with the timeless ranker. Um, and so, if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I encourage you to check those out. They go over a good deal about how I rank teams um, without using the Silph API, and there are a few that do include the Silph API. Basically, we can check silph.gg for some statistics on how often people are using each individual mod. And so what this does is it takes those into account, assuming they're independent, and figures the probabilities that way. And so this one's a little different in that I also have a number of wins statistic. So a bit of a change here. Lots of zeros, but inching up into the 50%. And so we can rank these teams. This should be the statistic of if this team faces a random team selected from a Silph tournament, assuming independent probability, they'll win this many times. And so the best team here is Dragonair, Kingdra, and Lapras. And then Lapras, Dragonair, Kingdra. And then we get Celio mixed in there, but with Lapras. And then Dragonair, Kingdra, Celio. So Whiscash, Victory Bell, and then we got a Venusaur down here at 18th. Alright, and we can check the best and worst team. So the worst team, according to this, selected with the mons that do appear in the Silph API is Pinsir, Piloswine, and Tangrowth, and that's the worst team. And the best team is Dragonair, Kingdra, Lapras, and you can see those scores here. And then we can rank them individually. And so we got Dragonair, Lapras, Kingdra, Celio, Whiscash, Victory Bell in the top 6. Now you can't make this your team because it doesn't include a starter. But we got some starters here with Venusaur and Charizard, as well as Skuntank, Meganium, Drapion. Venomoth has been quite popular, but that's kind of legacy move. Blaziken, Sunny Castform, Frostlass, Swampert not doing as well as it was doing in the even weights. Haunter, Quagsire, Ludicolo, Sudowoodo. I would keep an eye out for Sudowoodo, and Dugong is doing quite well with the recent move changes, and so we can see a histogram of that. Pretty spread out, except for all of them around 0. We're gonna do PvPoke ranks. A lot of these are 0. That just means they aren't included in the Silph API. Bit of a downward trend, several outliers. Yeah, and so that's all new, a new way of looking at it. The old way was average score, which I've got here. So Dragonair, Kingdra, Lapras in the top here. In fact, all of these look pretty similar. We can check out, I think the best and worst teams are exactly the same here. And then our individual rankings look very, very similar. Same top 6, same next ones. But of course ranked by average score this time. And then PvPoke rank versus average score, same downward trend, which is good. Some outliers, and again a lot of zeros. And then this graph, which I find particularly interesting, is average score versus win percentage. This just essentially tells me that the average score metric was a pretty good proxy for win percentage, even when factoring in the Silph API, which I like. But I also like including the win percentage statistic here, especially getting these numbers out, which I think are accurate. Still got to investigate that a little more as to the actual meaning of these numbers. But yeah. So top team being Dragonair, Kingdra, and Lapras, according to the model. And then our top individual rankings being these guys. Trying to make these videos a little quicker. Just let me know if I'm going a little too fast, and I'll be sure to slow them down. Let's see what else. Oh yes, I will attach this notebook underneath the video. There will be a link. I figured out how to share the notebooks themselves. So that they're readable and you can run them for yourself. And this one you might need to change a little bit for the parallelization. But yeah, other than that, should be good to go. Alright, and just a reminder that I do have a Twitter now, which I will be using for updates. That is at PvPysostratus, same name as the channel. Gonna be a bit more information there than there will be if you say subscribe to the channel, but yeah, just a little more updates on how I am incorporating these and what I'm doing next, which is gonna be pretty big in my opinion. Right, that's all for this video.